Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Just Plain Living. I'm John Gray, and we're still in Thanksgiving mode here because
we're thankful.
It's just not December yet.
That's right. Good morning.
It's almost December, though.
It's almost. I'm Peggy Burton. How are you?
I'm Jim Fuller.
Good to be here, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I hope everybody did have a good Thanksgiving. Got plenty of turkey?
Oh, my gosh. Plenty and more than enough.
Did you cook?
No. My daughter Shannon cooked.
Nobody cooks anymore, do they?
We had the neatest day. It was wonderful. They live down the country, and they've got 2 dogs and 3 cats and 20 puppies.
Guns.
Yeah. And my aunt went with me, and we had a good time. Peaceful.
You got to leave. There was no leftovers and no dishes
just
to
let
clean up.
somebody clean up. That was great.
I love both of your children, but there is such a difference. Bart is so rigid and driven, and Shannon is just laid back and happy. And I'm not saying Bart's not happy, but Shannon is she always has a smile on her face.
She's a happy camper.
She's always got some kind of little joke. She's got that twinkle in her eye. You know, she's full of mischief, just like you.
Well, I don't know about that.
Yeah, y'all both got that little mischievous kind of a
kids.
Oh yeah, you do.
They finally turn out to be good kids.
Well, they all do if you give them a chance.
You go through stuff.
Peggy's always had that mischievous look in her eye. I wish she would write all this down. You know,
One of these days.
It would be the Peggy Burton book would be a great book.
Once in a while, I type up stuff and save it.
I kind of like the way y'all have your animal prints on and your black.
We're kind of coordinated, and we're trying to shun you.
That, I've been rejected by the best.
We love you.
And this was totally coincidence. We didn't exactly know what the other one was wearing.
Did you have a good Thanksgiving?
Well, yeah, it was a pretty normal day for me.
With your babies, were they there?
No, they were all out of town. That's why it was a pretty normal day. Yeah,
pretty peaceful, huh?
Yeah, it was.
We have a lot to be thankful for, and we must always remember.
I went over to Gloria's for lunch. Gloria Dameron. Yeah, it was good. It was good. Yeah.
Good lunch.
Yeah.
Well, that's great.
You and Nance?
No, Nance is into this decorating thing because we've moved.
It was
since
Christmas
last
time
Christmas.
for Nance.
And there's a Christmas tree in every room in our house. I'm telling you.
She used to come over to the studio.
Yeah, I noticed she hasn't made it over here yet. So
is my microphone not working?
We hadn't seen her over here yet.
No, and probably won't.
And probably won't because I told her a couple years ago that she just didn't need to do that. We should be able to take care of ourselves without having Nancy having to feel obligated.
But you remember when we were at the Legion, what an ordeal it was at Christmas,
always,
because there must have been 6 or 7 Christmas trees had to be put up in that place because every room had its own little theme going on, and
garland and lights,
and
wrapping the rails in garland and all of that. Of course, it looks so good when you're finished.
It looks good when you're finished, but then there's always that cleanup job, putting everything away. How bad is that?
Oh, that's the worst part of it. And I was talking to our crew when I came in this morning about something about, I think Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve falls on the day we typically would record the show, and they were trying to make arrangements to change all that, and I was thinking back to when we were at the Legion because, it was like Christmas Eve, or rather New Year's Eve, really wasn't all that big a deal because that's what we did all the time. It was a little bit bigger, but that's what we did all the time. We're talking about doing this show following New Year's Eve.
Right.
That used to wasn't that every show.
Thursday morning was that way.
Every Thursday morning was that way.
It was after a karaoke show till 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, right.
I bet you had some good food at your house. There's some good.
We went to Catherine's house, and yes, we had some great stuff. We had some great stuff. Tom Corrington, my friend Tom Corrington, and his bride Sue. We adopted them the first Thanksgiving that they were in town.
That was nice.
And they've had Thanksgiving dinner with us ever since. And Tom always smokes a turkey, and it's wonderful. And
awesome.
Sue makes a cranberry mold that is just, it's incredible.
And that's really,
like everybody said, everything else is mashed.
Right.
The turkey and the ham are there,
And
and
then you
everything
mash
else
up
is
the
mashed.
potatoes and
Yeah, everything
the
is mashed
dressing
with
and-
stuff in it.
Yeah.
You know, but it was great. It was great.
Aren't you
sure
proud
it
of
was.
Tom, though, that he's finally gotten to the age where he's smoking turkeys now instead of that other stuff he used to smoke?
So
you
when
know?
people say, "What are you smoking?"
Yeah,
Just a
right.
turkey.
Yeah,
Well,
it's just
particularly
a turkey.
you know, particularly there. Of course, he originally from Alabama, but they spent quite a bit of time in California. Mm-hmm. And you know how you know about the California people? They're it's legal for them.
Yeah.
Right.
That other smoking.
Right. We're making all this up, by the way, about Tom Corrington. None of that.
'Cause he's sitting-
none of that's true.
He's sitting right there. So
Right.
Defend himself because
No.
he doesn't have a microphone.
Well, he's going to have some time on the set here, so I guess.
yeah,
he'll be
Tom's new show on Grassroots. He and Steve Cope are discussing the fact of the fiscal cliff that possibly is approaching us January 1 if the federal government doesn't hold hands and get some legislation done in the next 3 weeks, and how important it is for each of us to call our congressmen and senators and say, do something. Anything.
And learn to negotiate, learn to compromise a little bit on each side. I think that's what it's going to take.
It's a shame we've gotten to this point that you can't negotiate and compromise. That's what that's all about, isn't it? I mean,
I think that unless we can do that in almost every situation, there's two strong sides, and somebody has to say, "Well, let's compromise a little bit."
Well, what they did is they had the president came up with a committee to deal with it, and this committee researched and did all this stuff and proposed a plan to the joint Congress, and everybody just looked at it and did nothing.
I think that's probably going to change this time. It'll be interesting to what Tom found out, but it's probably going to change this time. I've heard in the last few days both our senators from Tennessee expressed willingness to look at this deal.
To look at the deal and
seriously and compromise on it. I know I heard Bob Corker say yesterday that this Grover Norquist had signed everybody to this pledge that they wouldn't raise taxes, and certainly that may be something they have to do in some means or other, but he said that his allegiance was to the people of Tennessee and not to Grover Norquist, who's the one who's trying to hold everybody's feet to the fire that under no circumstances do you raise taxes. So that's encouraging. Alexander's, I think, has been pretty conciliatory all along.
He?
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Well, what Tom was saying is the fact that to force themselves to do something, they passed a piece of legislation that's just horrible.
Yeah.
And it's going to punish everybody, and they did that to force themselves to get together and find a solution, but they hadn't done anything.
But they haven't done it yet.
So we'll see. But Tom will discuss that here a little bit later on in the show.
We'll let him handle it.
Yeah,
He probably has a good
He's done a
answer.
lot of research. Tom's great about research, and
And we're going to
that's
have
what we
Ann Baldwin
appreciate
on the
about
show
him.
today to talk about civic choir, and I think we have Jackie Duncan and Jesse Campbell.
Yeah, they're here to
Come
talk about
on. Yeah, some
TSU
nice
reunion,
people. Yeah.
and we have hopefully Valerie Smith's going to come today and spend a little time with us
Talking about
Bell Buckle Christmas in Bell Buckle this weekend. So we just have a show full of stuff.
Jackie Duncan's become quite the celebrity. Have you noticed since he's
Jackie,
retired?
hey.
Doggone, I mean, I've seen him all the time.
Jimmy. Jackie Duncan has always been quite the celebrity.
Has he? I guess maybe I haven't noticed until
yeah.
recently,
Oh,
Yeah. So
Yeah. Jackie used to come in years ago. Jackie used to come in Clyde Phillips, and he'd come in and he'd buy a sport coat or something like that. And I mean, he's always been a very dapper individual, quite the celebrity.
Dapper. Where did that's a word that goes all the way back. Hasn't it?
Way back, yeah.
Way back to the turn of the century,
Yeah.
maybe.
Dapper Dan.
back about when we
was-
were born, or somewhere in that neighborhood.
Dapper
yeah.
Dan was a type of hair wax.
Was it?
Yep. What was that movie? Brother, wherefore art thou?
Oh.
Yeah.
Where are they? That old boy. What's his name? That good-looking guy that all the women swoon over.
Oh.
But he kept that Dapper Dan on his hair all the
George Clooney.
George Clooney
Yeah.
had Dapper Dan on his hair all the time. He
Dapper
was-
Dan. I
yeah,
don't think I
it
ever
was-
used that.
No,
Real cream was a
it
happening
Real
thing.
cream.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it wasn't
yeah.
around for us, Jimmy.
Right. It was gone by the
It
time.
was gone by the
Yeah,
time
okay.
we
And
had that
when
little
did-
butch.
when did
We
that-
had butch wax.
I remember
that little
yeah.
can
So
of
your
that
hair
butch
could stand
wax.
straight
Yeah.
up?
It would stand just. I mean,
When did all that stop? Well, maybe it hasn't stopped. I don't know.
the Beatles.
The Beatles
Yeah,
stopped it
the
with their
Beatles
hair.
stopped that.
Now all
with
the
hair.
guys use
Probably
hairspray
right.
now. So
Elvis, and the Beatles stopped. it.
yeah.
Stopped it because they wanted to have a little hair that moved.
Yeah, curls
Yeah,
and
sure.
shag and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Which is that big
You know
hair's back
everything,
now,
don't
huh?
you? You know everything.
No, ma'am. I just pay attention. I've tried to pay a little attention on my way through.
You've done good. I have to say, you've done
Yeah,
good.
what is it we always say? We'd have paid more attention in school if we thought we ever needed to know that, But who knew?
Yeah, who knew?
Yeah,
Who knew you'd need to know something?
yeah.
But you know, it
exactly.
amazes me. It amazes me now how some of the general facts that we were taught in school about history and different general things. Young people don't get that type of teaching now. It's all geared toward math and science and
Technology.
Yeah, they don't even
technology
True.
they don't even teach geography anymore in school,
No,
do
I
they?
don't
That's
think
that's
so.
a lost art there.
You know, and that's why I fight so hard to keep the arts in the schools. You know, I'm so afraid that one of these days that will be let go.
Oh yeah, because when you're
They'll
cutting,
think it's not important.
when you're
It is
cutting-
important.
you know, that's why you see all these big time musicians and people out doing fundraisers for art in the schools to buy another banjo or buy another
Exactly.
fiddle or
It's
or
so
buy
important.
another horn. You know, to
really
where these
important.
kids can play, because it should be a very big part of their life,
I think so.
because
You know.
we need to
Well, you need to have.
completely educate our children, and a lot of the completeness is involved in the arts, and it's involved in history, and you know, a well-rounded, educated person has to have all of that,
I think so. I
not
believe
just
strongly
this,
in it.
not
Yeah.
just this right here.
And I wonder what effect.
Of course, that's
going to
important
have,
too
yeah.
these days.
Yeah,
in
you've got to
particular.
know it.
Well, it is,
Yeah.
but it is until you have to look face to face to somebody to cut a deal, and you don't know how to, because your whole life you've been looking down at a keyboard.
Exactly.
Well, that ain't going to happen to us in our lifetime because we've been drug kicking and screaming and all that world.
that's true.
Really, in the last
That's
year or
true.
two. I
We
mean,
have
you
to
know,
really
That's true.
John and I
We have to
finally
do
gave
it.
up and said, "Okay, we're going to have to do it.
We gotta do it.
We don't
I
like it.
still
but
don't
we're gonna-
have one of those
We're going to have to
smartphones.
do it.
You don't have a smartphone?
No, do you?
Well, I have. Yeah,
Really?
I do. I have a Galaxy Pad, which is basically the same thing.
I'm not smart enough for a smartphone. Don't want to be. I tell you what I do want to be, though. I want to be back right after these commercial messages, because we're going to get into the show. We have some great people here today. Don't go away. We're going to have a little fun.
It's nice to see familiar faces while enjoying great Sears low prices at your locally owned and operated Sears hometown store in Tullahoma and Shelbyville. Mike and his crew are a premier dealer where you'll find great Sears quality and availability at the lowest prices guaranteed. Featuring Craftsman tools with Sears' famous lifetime warranty, Craftsman lawn and garden equipment, 10 major appliance brands featuring Kenmore, Electrolux and Whirlpool, Sealy bedding, Kenmore and Dyson vacuums, Nordic Track and Soul Fitness equipment. And if it's not on our shelves, it's available online at Sears.com with free shipping to either location. Sears Hometown Store in Tullahoma and Shelbyville. We're right in your neighborhood.
What's a Tennessee vacation? It starts off like any road trip, and then, boom, adventure and thrills everywhere you look, which happens to be some of the most beautiful scenery in the country. Music here, history there, and all kinds of green in between. Come relax and unwind, or bring the crowd for some stargazing, or stargazing. Whatever you do, come hungry and expect an awesome soundtrack. It's all right here in Tennessee. We're playing your song. For a free vacation guide, visit tnvacation.com.
All right, folks, we're back, and as we discussed earlier in the show, this January we are going to be approaching a fiscal cliff in our United States of America, and Mr. Tom Corrington's here with me this morning. He has done a grassroots show the other day, which will start playing probably today, with Steve Cope about really what's going on. And Tom, just give us a little short explanation of the fiscal cliff that we're approaching, and that's not physical, that's fiscal, which is our financial cliff that's in front of us, and what we need to do to maybe see that we don't fall off of it.
Well, it's kind of interesting, John. A friend of mine who has become very politically activist this year, especially this year, and was very super active during the presidential campaign. She called me up last week and said, I don't understand. We're looking at a disaster here, and nobody out there on the street, seems to be interested in it at all. And she said, that's very strange because we're all going to be affected. And so she got me moving, and I decided on fairly short notice that she was right, and we ought to try to do whatever we can. Those of us here in Middle Tennessee are not going to decide this issue, but we can certainly put our 2 cents in. And so the purpose of discussing this really is to try to encourage people to get a hold of their congressman or senator and say it's time to do something. And a little bit of history, the two sides have been wrangling, particularly since Obama's first election, and they can't seem to agree.
And in the two sides, you're talking about the Democrats and Republicans in national legislation.
Yes, absolutely, okay. And the press.
And the press.
So they've been wrangling about it, and they have trouble with the budget. We've been spending a lot more money than we've taken in. The national debt has grown by leaps and bounds over the last 4 or 5 years, and
have we even really had a budget?
No, I think basically we have not had a budget. They have not been.
They just extended something and extended something, but never developed a budget for this country to run on.
Keep running. Yeah, they keep the money flowing enough, to pay the bills, and that's about it. So, and I think you mentioned earlier there was the president appointed this commission had Democrats and Republicans on it in 2010, and they came back with a pretty sensible plan. Well, it went on the shelf. The president didn't do anything about it. Congress didn't do anything about it, so they just kept mulling and migging along. Last year, in 2011, they decided, well, let's force ourselves to do something here, and somebody got the bright idea of dreaming up this bill that is a disaster if it happens, and it was scheduled to happen by the end of this year. By the end of December, 1st of January, we're there. So this has been going on all this time, and here we are now. We got about 3 weeks before we're looking at that cliff. And the thing we are trying to make everybody understand is that there isn't a man jack among us who isn't going to be affected by this. It has, they call it the fiscal cliff because it has dramatic tax increases that are going to affect everybody, and it has horrendous cuts in the government budget. And one of the major cuts there, one of the major hits is going to be the Defense Department, and I mean in a major way. And sooner or later, that'll come down to reach us through AEDC personally. But at any rate, everybody's tax is going to go up.
You said something. I think you discussed. I don't know whether it was on camera or off camera. The fact that doctors, people who are on Medicare, the payment to a doctor for that person will drop by 30%.
Yes.
So, I mean, where's the medical community on this? You think they'd be screaming and dancing and
I don't understand
doing a jig.
And you'd think those are Medicare payments, so you'd think your doctor may not be all that eager to see you if if he's going to get 30% less payment out of it. So, It's going to be, but it's that kind of thing all the way around that is really the reason they call it the fiscal cliff, is we fall off of it. We had a very severe recession, and we've been off of it about a year, but the growth has been just sort of tiny, you know, one barely 2% growth in the country, and there's no question in anybody's mind that if this bill takes effect the 1st of January, we'll be back in a recession.
If not worse.
Yeah, everybody. Then again, that'll affect everybody too, because they're talking about the growth in the economy taking like a 4% hit. They're talking about a growth in unemployment going up 1% or better. And folks that have out there been without a job and have been getting extended unemployment benefits, that goes away, and it's just as I say, it's just a question of that is going to affect in one way or the other. It's going to affect all of us, every man jack in the country.
I mean, and that's something that I think is hard to get across, and we all, every one of us, need to realize this. He's talking about you, not just big business, not some rich guy. Just the average, everyday American individual will be hit hard and be made to struggle because of this. And if you're on government, if you're on welfare, if you're taking government money, it's going to get you too.
Yeah.
Because that stuff's going to be cut.
Absolutely.
And all of a sudden, you're not going to be able to go get all this free stuff that you've been getting. And the tax rate that you pay is going to be worse. And it's on all of us, folks. And that's what this show is about, to try to get everybody to understand, no matter who you are, no matter what level you live at, you need to call your congressmen and your senators and leave messages. Do something now.
Yeah, and the rub really is, for a couple of 3 years, both sides have been hung up on a kind of a single issue, and it has to do with raising taxes, primarily on the more well-to-do, the wealthy. But Obama has really made a hard commitment, that he's got to have that to make any kind of a deal at all. The Republicans are saying, we don't believe in raising taxes, and so we can't do that until we come together somehow. And said, we don't mind raising revenues. The Republicans have said that. The tax code is another disaster anyway.
Oh, yeah.
And we can go into the tax code and change some things and bring in more revenue, but we don't change the tax rates. And it's become, each side is committed. The question now is how do you kind of save face, and get away from that? But they've got to do it. And I think it was mentioned a little earlier that, and it was in this morning's paper actually, that Senator Corker has said that he doesn't feel bound by this tax pledge. There's a guy named Norquist that's been having all the Republicans sign a tax pledge for 20 years. No tax pledge. A pledge to raise no taxes.
Well, what you have to do to deal with this is you do away with being a politician and become a statesman and do what's best for your country instead of what's best for you, whether you get elected next time or not. Because it needs to be all about us instead of all about them.
Yeah, we have not really effectively been governed for several years. They're always, no matter what the subject is, they're always hung up somewhere, and we've just lost our ability to come together and make a deal.
Okay.
And
need to do it.
Yeah.
And we need to do it now.
And I can remember back in the business world, the definition of a good negotiation was one in which both sides came away sort of moderately displeased. Neither side can get everything they want.
Right. That's right. So what you need to do is look at the schedule for Grassroots on Charter Channel 6, and it's on numerous times during the week, and look for Tom and Steve Cope to get a little bit more in-depth in this discussion. And I want to thank Tom for being with us this morning. Appreciate you, buddy.
Yes, indeed.
And keep the good work up, and we'll be back after these messages.
And meanwhile, contact your congressman.
Times have changed since Traders Bank first opened our doors in 1889. Back then, online banking meant people were waiting ahead of you. And technology? The word hadn't even been invented yet. Even though banking has transformed over the years, at Traders, one thing has never changed. Friendly smiles, a neighborly hello, and a sincere appreciation for our customers. When a Traders employee says, "You're welcome," you are, and you always will be. Traders Bank, you're welcome. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
These are the children who had no chance. They're known as Brazil's street kids. They wander the streets dying by the thousands from drugs, AIDS, and bullets. Most of them have been abandoned, left to survive on their own. These children needed a place to go. I had to do something. So I brought it up at Rotary. People heard about what we were doing and asked how they could help. Together, we raised funds to give them a home and open the school. They're learning a trade. Now hundreds of kids have a family and a future. They're contributing to the community because Rotary believes in making things better for everyone.
Rotary is making a difference right now.
They have hope.
Rotary gives people an opportunity to help.
Welcome back to Living. I'm on the set today with Dr. Jesse Campbell. Hey, Jesse, how are you? Good to see you. And Jackie Duncan.
Hi.
You're both famous for many, many different things, but I know today we're going to talk about the alumni chapter of TSU and a party you guys are giving.
Yes.
You want to tell me where, when, what?
Yes, the celebration will be December the 9th from 2 p.m. until 5 p.m. at the Coffee County Conference Center.
So it's going to be a big deal. It's going to have lots of room
we want
there.
it to be a big deal.
You're inviting everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody.
Every
can
alumni,
get a
I'm
little
assuming.
ticket for $30.
Not only alumni, just everybody.
Oh, you are inviting everybody.
It's open
Yes.
to everybody,
Okay.
yes.
It's friends of TSU.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Is it a fundraiser partially?
It is a fundraiser.
For Tennessee State University.
Well, it's
Yes.
more of a Christmas than party than anything, but
right.
you always try to do a little fundraiser.
It's nice to have some money left over to help with different things.
Yes.
During our National Alumni Convention this past summer, we were informed at a luncheon by the coaches that there was a great need for lockers.
Oh.
And we wanted to purchase 2 lockers, one for the track team, one for the football team. So,
and it's not cheap, I know.
Well, they are $1,000 each. So we are having a fundraiser as well as a fun time to raise money
for these lockers.
For the lockers, and
That would
we've
be great.
invited the head coach of the football team.
And is he coming?
He's coming.
Awesome.
Rod Reed will be here.
That's great.
Bring his family with him, yes.
That ought to bring in a lot of people.
Yes.
And I guess you encourage people to come with their families.
Oh, we do.
It's not
We
just
do.
an adult thing,
No,
is
it's
it?
not just an adult
And I
thing.
know you're going to have a wonderful meal because
Oh
the
yes, oh yeah. And when
chef over there.
when you stop and think about it, this is when you stop and think about it, the fundraising part is very minimal compared to the fun that you're going to have and
Exactly.
for what you're getting for what you pay for. You're getting so much what you pay for on this because the meal itself is
I know
meals are fairly expensive.
I
you
know that it is.
But
'cause he puts out a great.
yeah, and it's going to be a great meal.
Yeah.
And the fact that of course the coach is coming, and one other thing that we don't publicize too much is that we have within our ranks, within our local ranks, we have the vice president of the National Alumni Association is a member of our chapter.
That's awesome.
She is. She's a member of our chapter. Joni McReynolds lives in Manchester.
Fantastic.
So
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
And she'll be there?
She'll be. Oh,
She'll
yeah.
be there.
Well, she's doing a lot of the front running on the forerunning on the planning here for the.
I wonder if you guys in the
party.
back could put up the phone number for tickets. I know you can go to McMurr's and pick up tickets
Right.
here on Jackson Street. Is that on Jackson
That's-
Street?
On
just
OG,
off of-
I believe it's
yeah.
OG right off
Anyway,
Jackson. Yeah.
She's always good about taking care of
Yes.
things.
Everybody.
It's easy to go there, or you
Thanks
can
to
call
everybody.
Jackie, or you can call Dr. Campbell, and they'll tell you how to procure a ticket. And that is the weekend after this.
Right. December 9th.
And you probably expect a lot of people, so people really need to get their reservations in.
Yes.
I mean, obviously, they have to know how many to cook for.
Well, we're hoping for a lot of people. You know, we have a very small chapter, but and that's what the outreach is about. You know, we just want friends of TSU, or if you want to come and just talk to the coach or meet him. You know, they've had a great season this year. So
I wonder if he'll probably have a question and answer session.
Probably will. Sure will.
So
yes.
A great chance to mingle with classmates and get to meet wonderful people just have a good time.
Oh yes.
Y'all are always doing something good for the community, and
we try.
You know, you're just right up there all the time.
That's what life's all about.
Life
should be anyway.
It should be. What you can give back, and you've been giving back for so long, and I appreciate it. I want you to know that.
Hey, we'll
now, I know you got your poetry book out.
Oh yes,
it's going good, isn't it?
Oh yeah, going very good. Locally, it's at. Locally it's at Hastings Bookstore, H&H Health Food Store, and Motlow College has it in their bookstore also.
And it's in a library.
I could get it too. Also, it's in the public library. Yes.
Which I think is
the mayor and his wife graciously bought copies for each of the school libraries and for the Lanham Memorial Library.
Oh, that was nice.
So they're all over town, and then I have some. I have copies also.
You have a wonderful, wonderful gift, Jackie Duncan.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's just the product that Tennessee State puts out.
They put out the best, don't they?
Right now,
Tullahoma and Tennessee State. There you go.
Students from Tullahoma in school at TSU. It's doing very well.
That's wonderful. Where did you graduate?
I graduated from
TSU.
Blue and white.
What is wrong with me?
TSU. I wore this on purpose so everybody will know blue and white is true.
Is true.
Yes.
I should have known that, but I wasn't sure if you graduated at the same school.
Yes.
Anyway, let's don't forget about the Christmas party that's coming up December 9th, and I suppose there'll be kind of a social hour at 5 o'clock, mingling and...
It's going to be a social hour
the whole time.
3 hours, I think, hopefully,
and
yes.
I'm assuming dinner is going to be served within that time frame, and then the speaker.
There'll be a lot of you know, we've done this for the last, 2 years now, and we've just had a Christmas party for the chapter and friends, and just like this one, and anybody that would like to come and participate, you know, it's always been open, and we've just get together and have a good time.
Just have a good time. You look forward to it.
Look forward to it, yeah.
Whether it's for something special or not, it will always be for something.
Right, these are things that brings us all together.
Sure.
And anything that does that is always good. So you know, that's part of it.
And it's not very far away, so don't forget to get your tickets and get ready to go.
That's
bring
right.
your family, bring your friends.
That's right.
And come ready to have a good time and support a great cause.
That's right. And
we really would like for everyone to get their tickets this week so that we can turn in head count by Saturday 1st.
Okay, I think we've about said it all. It's great having you, and thank you again for what you do for the community, and I'm sure TSU is excited about what you're doing for them. And I hope you have thousands of people there. They say the third year will be the biggest year because it takes about 3 years to grow something.
We're going to hold you to that.
So this will be good. All right, we'll be back with more of Living.
Yeah, thank you.
Mark, you've won just about everything there is to win in racing. What's next?
I'd like more people to know about ER Extra.
The emergency room at Harton Regional Medical Center?
I just want them to get the best care they can get.
That just gets me right here, Mark.
Maybe you'd like to pay them a visit.
ER Extra at Harton Regional Medical Center.
ER Extra. Extra fast, extra easy, extra great.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
When you see the sign, The Main Event, take a close look inside at a hair studio that offers services by some of the best master stylists in Middle Tennessee. These stylists offer a list of services that compete with large city salons, from trendy cuts for men, women, and children to the latest color techniques, including highlights and bold color accents. Other services offered include permanent hair weaving and relaxing to formal hairstyle for that special occasion. You can also give yourself a very special treat with a full makeover, including full body waxing. For your convenience, we are open Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. until the last client leaves happy. Call and make your appointment at 931-571-8682 or stop by our Tullahoma location at 207 North Jackson Street. Pamper yourself at The Main Event today.
How long has it been since you raced a cheetah? Are your tornado creating skills getting rusty? Tired of being the only one in your neighborhood who hasn't built a dinosaur? Sounds like it's time to visit the Hands-On Science Center. The Hands-On Science Center is an indoor science playground. In this museum, please touch is the rule. Join us for weekly science demonstrations on space, lasers, lizards, rocks, and a whole lot more. No two visits are ever the same, so visit often to see our ever-changing exhibits and demonstrations. The Hands-On Science Center, 101 Mitchell Boulevard in Tullahoma.
All right, folks, we're back, and today I have the lovely Miss Belinda Riddle with me from the UT Extension, and it's always a pleasure when you're here. Thanks for being with us this morning.
You're welcome.
And you have a new program that you're rolling out, and it is about young people in families where divorce is taking place.
Exactly. Yes, it is.
And give us a little explanation about why and what all is going on here.
Okay. Well, because divorce is very common. However, the problems that come with divorce, especially for young children, are not so common, and it is a very difficult time for children. We are providing an educational class for divorcing couples called Parenting Apart, Effective Co-Parenting. And in this class we cover a lot of topics that we feel help parents to deal with some of the stressful situations that come about as a result of their divorce.
So, you see a lot of times in television and on the movies and stuff like this, somebody's getting divorced, and you see all the kids acting out, and they think it's their fault, and there's all kinds of guilt and questioning that goes along with that as far as the child's concerned, and maybe that hasn't been being picked up or dealt with properly. So you're trying to find a way to help this process work through a little bit smoother.
Right, and one way is to help parents to keep their children out of the middle. Because a lot of times they are in the middle, but they keep the middle place not so painful, where children aren't used as bargaining chips, where they're not having to be the messenger, the go-between parents when the parents don't want to talk to each other, when they're not used as a spy or to report on one parent about the other parent, to the other parent.
That's a lot of pressure.
It's a lot of pressure that children are going through. And then covering things that may be important to them that parents don't think about. Like, when they're having to go between homes, are they going to feel like they have a home at both mom and dad's, that they have a place? What about their favorite toys for young children? How do they handle that? Their pets? Things like that. They may be really big issues for children that parents can easily, because they're under so much stress during a divorce, that it's easy to just not consider that being important when it's very important to children. It can cause them a lot of worries.
All right, and I asked you a question before we came on stage. Divorce rate. Like in Tennessee, what's the divorce rate compared to nation?
The nation,
or whatever?
we're a little less than the nation. The nation runs around 50% of all marriages ending in divorce.
50%?
Yes, Tennessee runs around 40%. And as nationwide, Tennessee ranks around 9th, I believe, is the current ranking for the state. And you would wonder why, since we fall right into a part of the country where, marriage is considered, it's important to us. We value marriage. We see the benefits of marriage. So why would we divorce?
It's in the Bible how it's supposed to be.
Exactly.
And we do live in the Bible Belt.
We do. So why would our divorce rates be higher than maybe some other states? Part of that is because many other states you have higher rates where people are just living together as opposed to marrying. So when you're living together and you no longer live together, there's really no major statistics.
Right.
Following those people as much as people that are married.
Right. So at least we get married here.
At least we try. And children can come out of a divorce being very well adjusted. But parents are really key in how children handle the changes that come about through a divorce.
Yeah, and they have to work at it. And
exactly.
And what you're doing helps this process take place.
Yes, tremendously. Judges really, actually it's the state of Tennessee that mandated that parents complete 4 hours of parenting education if they have minor children, and they're divorcing. As part of that was because judges did not feel that they should be making the decisions for parents as far as visitation and all those decisions that have to be made in terms of, how you're going to parent your children together even though you're divorced.
Right.
So what they have done is they are trying to get parents to come together before they go to court, talk about these issues, and make the decisions that they feel that are best for the two of them, and especially for their children.
Right. So how does someone get in touch with you to get involved in this?
Okay. Well, this is a class that we offer once a month. It's a 4-hour class, usually from typically 8:30 to 12:30, and on about the third Thursday. But they can call the extension office 723-5141 or come by our office for information or to register, and we are in Manchester at the Coffee County Administrative Plaza.
Okay. All right. Is that going to get it done for right now?
I think so.
Did you have a good Thanksgiving?
I had an awesome Thanksgiving with my family.
Good for you.
Yes.
Good for
Thank you.
We're still in Thanksgiving mode here.
Well, yes.
It's not December yet.
It's not.
There you go. Belinda Riddle, thank you very much, dear, for all you bring.
Thank you.
Because every time you come, it's good information about things we need to know, and you just keep coming back and keeping us informed, okay?
I sure will.
All right.
Okay.
Folks, we'll be right back after these messages.
Citizens Tri-County Bank has the checking, loans, savings, and traditional banking services you want. Plus free internet banking and bill pay, bank your change, Visa gift card, and lots more state-of-the-art banking services. We focus on the service and services you want. So you can bank when, where, and how you want. At our offices or from just about anywhere. Citizens Tri-County Bank, the only community bank you'll ever need.
This facility was built literally on the international date line to bring Charter customers tomorrow's technology first. Like Charter Internet, which was just made faster again. With speeds up to 100 megs, you can download a movie in 2 minutes. The #1 internet service provider in the nation. Click.
Fogelman, good luck with the presentation tomorrow.
Already nailed it.
Get Charter Internet Express for only $19.99 a month.
Jay Gregory invites you to spend part of your holiday season in Bell Buckle this year. The merchants at Southern Charm make gift buying easy, offering Jay Jordan's quality clothing and other designer fashions, pad rags, Silly Cow chocolate, shabby chic homemade distressed furniture, antiques, jellies, jams, and a gourmet food line from the world-famous Bell Buckle Cafe. And speaking of the Bell Buckle Cafe, make sure you stop by and enjoy some of Tennessee's best home-style cooking. If over some pork or a great dessert, you think of your upcoming event, go see Martha at the Bell Buckle Banquet and Recital Hall. Wedding, banquet, company party, business meeting, or just a group of friends getting together to have some fun. Martha can help you set a menu, decide on decorations, and ensure your event is successfully delivered in a big town way with small town charm. Jay Gregory has given you an invitation, so visit Southern Charm, the Bell Buckle Cafe, and the Bell Buckle Banquet Hall this holiday season. Visit Bell Buckle. Give yourself a gift.
Okay.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're pleased to have joining us on the set now Diane Brown with the Tullahoma Chamber of Commerce, and she's kind of co-hosting this segment right here because nobody told me what it was about, but I've kind of got a clue here and what it may be. How have you been, Diane?
I've been good, thank you. Good.
We got a lot of things, exciting things coming up, and when they switch to this other shot over here,
they'll find out.
They'll find out.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Guess what?
Yeah.
It's what time of the year?
It must be Christmas parade time.
It is Christmas parade time. Yes, it is.
And I've got to say, this is Billy Philpott, by the way, in case you don't know, Lenore Blackwell, who are volunteers with the Chamber.
They are the Christmas parade chairman.
Chairman, okay.
Okay.
All right. I told you I didn't know anything about this segment. But then I don't need to know anything when Diane's on the set.
Okay, you're good.
Right.
You're a good man.
I got to know, who came up with this idea about these hats? Billy.
Well, the first year that I was agreed to do this, I woke up about 4 o'clock in the morning and I said, what am I going to do? How am I going to get people's attention? I was scared to death. I had to go to the chamber and make a presentation on the Christmas parade. Never done it before. So I woke up and I thought, I'll do something that'll catch their attention. So I went downstairs and got this box, decorated it, and I have added to it over the years. But anyway, got it all decorated and woke my wife up about 6 o'clock, and I said, I've got to go to the Christmas parade, to the chamber meeting today, and I wanted to show you something to see what you thought. And she looked at it and she said, what's that? And I said, well, I'm going to wear that today at the chamber meeting to introduce the Christmas parade. And I said, are you coming? And she said, no, not if you're going to wear that hat. So that's how it all started, about 4 o'clock in the morning.
Oh my goodness. And did you make your own, Lenore?
Paul Blackwell made the hat, and we felt like that the packages needed a tree, and so that doesn't stay on the head very well. It's the tree to complement the packages.
And this is driven by some battery pack she's got over there, I think. So.
I was going to say, that's right. That's right.
And is that likely to fall off your head?
It is very likely.
So it's probably a good idea to invite them to put those onto the table now so they can relax and tell you about all the great things that are coming up with the Christmas parade.
Well, I don't know. Billy's wearing his pretty comfortably.
Yeah, well, I've got a hat under there.
But he doesn't have much hair.
There you go. There you go. All right, well.
There we go.
What is our magic date?
December the 7th.
Friday night?
Friday night,
that's right.
7 o'clock.
Not this Friday night, but next Friday night.
Right.
So.
A little later in the month this year because of the way it goes.
And that's just the way it worked out, not because you planned it that way. Is that correct?
We don't get any feed. We don't get any input on that. It's the first Friday anyway to shake it out.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And the theme for this year's parade, I heard it, but I can't remember what it was.
I'll let Lenore say that.
Christmas children around the world.
Okay. All right.
And we've had some great feedback from the people who are putting floats together in respects to, as a matter of fact, the judges, I think, are going to have a very challenging time this year because there's been a lot of effort and a lot of creativity that's gone into a lot of these floats. So we're very excited with that.
How many floats have we got lined up so far?
Well, we worked on the lineup yesterday, and we're right about 80 in our total number, and normally the parade hovers out at about 105, 100, anywhere from 100 to 110 is an ideal parade. Our experience is we usually get 20. We get usually 20 people at the last minute, so we would like to say that if there is anyone out there that is considering putting a float in, there is still time, there is still place in the lineup, and if they get that into us this week, we're in good shape with that. So we still have a few of our Miss Tullahomas that we're looking for that we haven't been able to round up. So I think it's just one of those things that happens.
The Beauty Queens is always a part that I certainly enjoy.
I think it is, man.
I love the Beauty Queens and the old cars, and that's the nostalgic part of it. It's always pretty neat.
There you go. So, well, we've got a lot of all that going on.
You got a very special Grand Marshal.
We do, and we're so excited about that, and we wouldn't mind taking this opportunity to talk about Chandler Lawson. We'll just let Chandler kind of visit us here as a magazine cover, if you will. She is the cover of our new marketing magazine with the Chamber, and we are so proud of her as Miss Tennessee. She is doing a terrific job out there being an ambassador for the state as she prepares also for the Miss America contest, which will be in January. But we are just so thrilled to be able to honor Chandler as our Grand Marshal. So there will be all kinds of great things going on revolving around Chandler that night. We will meet at South Jackson Civic Center, encouraging people to get there around 5 o'clock, and Chandler will actually she will flick the switch that will light the Christmas tree, and then we're going to have a reception, and it is open to the public, so we want anyone and everyone that can come join us at 5:15 to come on down to South Jackson Civic Center, be able to visit with Chandler, be able to kind of be a part of all of this kickoff, if you will, and then we will head down Jackson Street and be ready to go to start the parade at 7 o'clock.
Okay. Now, this is quite a coup that you got Miss Tennessee to be the Grand Marshal. That's right. How did you guys pull that off?
We were early.
Did you know somebody?
We were early. We had to go through. She has her agent and her handler, and so it's an interesting parade. We have a Grand Marshal at the front that has an agent and a handler, and we have a Santa Claus at the rear that has an agent and a handler. So we've kind of got all kinds of things going on from the beginning to the end of the parade this year.
Chandler used to be one of our news anchors here on Channel 6 before she went off to college, and it was kind of funny with it. We booked her at an event over in Shelbyville for the Walking Horse celebration back in August, but we had to go through the agent and all that sort of thing as well. But I guess she gets to pick and choose if she favors someplace. I don't know
how much, but I think we got in there real early.
Right.
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
We did.
This parade has a tremendous tradition. This is what? How many? 56?
57.
56, I thought.
56.
50 something.
56. It is 56.
Yeah, she's cheating. She's
no,
looking at the
it is 56.
Okay.
I had a conversation yesterday about the 57th based on something from the Macy's Day Parade this year. So anyway, no, it is 56.
I'm
You're
usually
right.
the one that gets that wrong.
You are right. You are right. You are right. No, you are right. And that is a long tradition. And to be honest with you, it is so important for our community, because this is where so many of our small businesses that don't do a lot the rest of the year to promote their businesses, they turn out and get involved in the Christmas parade. And that's an extremely important part of it, because it does give those small businesses a chance chance to get out there. And a lot of them will step up as sponsors, and we are still looking for sponsors. So if there's anyone out there that can reach into their checkbook and send us a check for $100, send us a check for $500. Our phone number is on the screen, so obviously you can give us a call. That way we can get your name included in all the information that will go out over the airwaves with the television stations and everything else. But we do need a few more sponsors, so we are looking for that. Volunteer-wise, we're in pretty good shape, but you know how that goes. It's always good to have a couple of extra. So if there's anyone that has never been a part of making this thing kind of come together that night, it's a wonderful experience to be a volunteer.
It's a lot of fun.
Okay, the parade starts at
7 p.m.
Okay.
7th of December.
Yes. Okay, 7th of December. Weather's going to be reasonably nice, I guarantee it.
Hopefully, just like last year.
Yeah.
Very nicely.
And we've had some that was extremely cold.
We have.
We had it was great last year. Absolutely wonderful.
It really was.
So we'd love another one of those.
All right. It's going to be an exciting event. And this kind of, I know one of the things that we always try to do on television, per Diane's instructions, is encourage people to spend their money in Tullahoma, to shop locally, and that sort of kicks off the shopping season.
It does, and when we have a new Shop Local campaign that we're kicking off, it's the Think Tullahoma Shop Local, and we did kick it off last weekend with the Small Business Saturday, and we will continue that theme, so I do plan to be back at least one more time before the end of the year to kind of keep that going.
All right. Guys, thank you so much. Thank you for the work that you guys do.
Well,
I mean,
we enjoy it.
We ought to have to pay to get them to come in here and wear these hats. I'm telling you. That's great. Diane, thank you as well. Folks, we'll be right back in just a moment with more living right after this.
This is Eli Manning on behalf of the American Red Cross. You can help the victims of thousands of disasters across the country each year. Disasters like the recent hurricanes. Please make a financial gift to the American Red Cross Disaster Relief Fund. This fund enables the Red Cross to provide shelter, food, counseling, and other assistance to the victims of disasters. To make a contribution, call 1-800-RED-CROSS or visit redcross.org. Thank you for your support.
Partners for Healing provides medical care to the working uninsured of Coffee, Franklin, and Moore counties. We are in Tullahoma from 8 to 5, Monday through Thursdays, and in Manchester on Fridays from 8 to 12. We provide primary medical care and offer an in-house disease management program.
My name is Rosie Mitchell, and I would just like to say I am blessed to have partners in my life.
Please call 455-5014 for more information. Thank you for being one of our Partners for Healing.
Waiting around for things other people get right away just doesn't make much sense. Get high-speed Charter internet and enjoy downloads way faster than DSL.
Welcome back to Living. I am so happy today to get to see Ann Baldwin. Hey, Ann.
Hi.
Welcome.
Thank you.
I don't get to see you enough. You're so busy out there doing musical things.
Well, we both are.
We're going to talk about the Civic Choir, which is coming up this week.
It'll be on this Saturday at Grace Baptist Church.
And if people that don't know where Grace Baptist is.
Grace is out on Avoca Road. You just turn there at the red light, and it's just past the fire hall.
It's easy to find, and they have lots of room, and we have a video we're going to show after a while, so whenever you're ready, we'll put that on.
And I'd like to make sure we say that we are sponsored by the Downtown Lions Club.
Yeah, and that's a wonderful contribution.
They are wonderful to us, and of course, Grace is wonderful for the venue.
They let you use it for free.
Rehearse and then have. Now, they would like for people to bring canned goods for their attic. What do you call it?
Well, they give to many people, and so if
all
you
of that would go
bring
to charity.
non-perishable goods
There's no price.
as a donation, because you don't have to pay a ticket to get in. I think they might have a basket for donations, which I think is
it's fine, but what they're asking for
is food.
Canned goods.
Trying to get food for maybe harvest
No,
Some
I think
kind of
it's
harvest?
the attic out, or whatever the Grace
Whatever it is,
Baptist
it's a
has.
good thing.
Yes, yes.
All right, tell me about Civic Choir.
Oh, Civic Choir has been wonderful.
How many's in the group?
We have 85 this
Wow.
year, and the music's wonderful. Some of it's pretty difficult, so we've worked really, really hard. I had a rehearsal last night that made me feel better because
Good.
it really got together.
yeah.
But we worked with our instrumentalist, and I have more instrumental
Good.
people
Than you've had
playing
before.
with us than I usually do. And then we have one more rehearsal tonight. So
Well, since we're talking about rehearsals, why don't we run our film?
Okay,
This
good.
will be the men singing what?
They are singing Amazing Grace, and I know that is not a Christmas song, but hey,
it's a beautiful song.
It's a beautiful song.
this
and
arrangement, I've heard
because
some of it.
Jesus, it's all men. It's my favorite arrangement of all time, and it will be done in memory of my father, who that was his favorite song. So I'm real proud of the men. They sound wonderful.
Okay, let's roll the film.
That's all right.
That
That's
is
good enough.
awesome.
I know,
Wow.
it's a great arrangement. I
That's
hope
4-part men.
Yes.
And that, what, 40 people? 40 men, maybe?
No,
Close.
It's close to 40
close?
people. 40
Wonderful.
men. Yeah.
Wow.
About half.
I am so pleased that you're doing that because I know it would mean a lot to your dad.
Yeah, that was his favorite song, and I had thought about doing it anyway, but
Yeah.
I was glad I
It's
did.
perfect
But
timing.
that's just one of many. The others, they're just really good arrangements. You know, I feel like that's what I
think
enjoy
that's your,
doing.
you know what, that's your forte. You know how to pick out
love
the best.
looking and trying to find
And
different
I know that the
arrangements.
minute this thing is over, you've already got another
I've
plan
already started.
going.
I've already started looking and thinking about next year. But let me tell you about the instrumentalist. This year,
Okay.
of course, Vicki. I would never do this
I
without
know, Vicki Collinsworth, wow.
Vicki Collinsworth is our pianist, and Kyle Copeland is our percussionist. I have a new bass player. Not new to a lot of people because he plays with Vicki and they have a little group. Charlie Vining.
Well, yes, I
and,
know of Charlie.
John Cook on guitar.
And you have the Montlow professor.
And then I have David Batee on trumpet. I have Lisa Maurer on cello and violin, Cynthia Jolly on violin, and Todd Nichols on flute and clarinet.
And you have gone and picked the cream of the crop.
Oh, of course.
And
well,
they love working for you, though, Ann, because you do a professional job. It's
only
beautiful.
2 songs that we do. We'll have all of them.
Yeah.
Then we're doing a number where the clarinet is the main solo. We're doing another number where the cello.
Yeah.
We're doing the Carol of the Magi, which is absolutely beautiful. But I want to tell you also about the guitar will be playing one song. This is the sweetest thing. Matthew Brown, Michael's young son, 5th grader, will be our soloist, and it's just a sweet arrangement of Away in a Manger, accompanied by guitar only.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. So you have all age groups in this choir from high school.
I usually start with, you know, I invite the high school students.
Yeah.
This year I had 2 mothers call me and say they had 8th grade boys. Well, I said, bring them on. I'll give them a mentor. You know,
and so they learn. That's the way they learn, and that's where you get the cream of the crop for another year.
I'd like to tell you also, we have 2 guest groups. Well, 1 group and 1 soloist. I always like to have a middle section where the choir can go and
take a little short break.
Take a little break. Yeah, they get tired of standing that long. So this year we're having the Rigney Family Bluegrass Band.
They're great.
We will be singing. Beautiful Star of Bethlehem.
Beautiful Star of Bethlehem.
Yeah, it's just a good old bluegrass song, and they'll be playing for us, and we'll sing with them.
Okay, you know, we're going to run out of time, so let's make sure you know that this starts at 7 o'clock, and I would encourage you to get in there early because it will fill up, I guarantee you.
Stephen Darden will be coming singing Cradle That Rocked the World, and it's going to rock.
It's going to rock the whole entire place. Ann Baldwin, you just never cease to amaze me.
Well, it's my love. That's what I love to do. So.
And we always say, what would we do without our music?
That's right.
Beautiful job.
Yes, thank you.
We will be back with more of Living. Thanks for coming. I wish we had more
love
time.
You. I know.
It is said that the eyes are the windows to the soul, and the Eye Care Center wants to make your eyes the best windows possible. The professionals at the Eye Care Center have been offering comprehensive eye care for over 30 years. From eye examinations to eye surgery, from children to seniors, we have the services you need. We pride ourselves on taking the time to fully understand our patients' wants and needs. Each patient is a unique situation and deserves our full attention and the latest treatment options. So call or stop by one of our 4 convenient locations and start seeing better today.
Hello, this is J.D. Oliver from the Smokehouse on Mount Eagle Mountain. Me and my sisters Nancy and Betsy would like to thank you all for your continued support. This year we're celebrating our 50-year anniversary at the Smokehouse. In conjunction with our 50-year celebration, we are bringing Music on the Mountain every Saturday night, 7 p.m. till 10 p.m., featuring the best of Nashville. We have had some wonderful singers, hit songwriters, and Nashville's rising stars have taken the stage. Come out this Saturday night and every Saturday night through the end of the year. Make it a date night or bring the whole family. Help us celebrate 50 years in the community. Music on the Mountain is free every Saturday night at Jim Oliver Smokehouse.
Hey, this is Sean Mayer. I'd like to invite everybody out to the Smokehouse every Saturday night for great music and awesome food.
Thank you very much, y'all.
Some people think that pressing their on-demand button will cost money or make their house explode or something. Of course, neither of these things is true. On-demand is just a way to access thousands of free movies and TV shows. The code to blow up a house is actually channel up, channel down, 2*77.
On demand, thousands of free movies and TV shows on your schedule, and nothing bad.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're pleased to have joining us on the set now one of my favorite people, because he's always got something fun to talk about, Jim Woodard with the Woodard's Diamond Showroom in Northgate Mall here in Tullahoma. And I think it's now referred to sometimes as Woodard's Diamonds
Showroom. Well, we say Diamond Showroom or Diamonds and Design.
Diamonds and Design.
Diamonds and Design. We kind of moved to the word Diamonds and Design because we do so much design work now. I mean, I even brought a sample of one of the designers that we work with or we hand make. and create things that people want today.
Does that mean if somebody has an idea about something they'd like to have, they can bounce that off of you, and you guys can actually put something together?
Absolutely. If Nancy sees you one night at the restaurant, she wants to scribble out something on a napkin or on a paper tablecloth or something like that, you can bring that to me and we'll build it and make it. So yes sir, we sure can. I know.
This is phenomenal.
Things just continue to change and get better and better.
You went to Antwerp recently.
I did. Yes.
And
well, you know what? You never know what you might pick up in Antwerp. I did bring a little sample. These are, I don't know if she can pull in and get a little.
There you go on that camera right there. Yeah.
This is kind of unusual. These are 2 carat each for 4 carat total weights. Some of our clients say, would you go by and find me some 4 carat total weight diamond earrings? So that's always kind of fun to search for and to try to find. But those are 2 carats. But I keep going back to Belgium. This was my 27th or 28th consecutive year to go back there, and it's a fabulous place to look and hunt for diamonds.
I bet you really enjoyed doing that sort of thing.
It's not as much fun 25 years later as it was the first year, but it is still fun. If your trade is at diamonds, and that's what you do and you sell the most of, it is the diamond capital of the world, and it allows you to pick and choose and select, and that's what makes us unique for our customers that come to us. You hear a lot of marketing and advertising from the big boxes, but we can compete with those and not any problem. And we're hand picking stones for our customers and for you, and that allows us to really give you the best of the best. So that's our major advantage.
It's always neat. I've found that when you shop at home, you kind of get that attention that you would from your friends and your neighbors. Because I went in there one time to buy a battery for a watch that my wife had purchased there. And I get ready to pay for it, but then I found that since it's a Woodard watch, you don't have to pay for those.
That's exactly right. If it's our brand, if it says Woodard's on it, you don't pay for a battery. It's free for a lifetime. So we asked that for it to come in. And you know what? I've always said, if RFD, if Mayberry, if Andy Griffith could have had a jewelry show, sometimes it's what Woodard's can be. On the holiday seasons especially, it is so great when the store fills up with your neighbors and your friends and repeat customers that come back. And that's what makes it fun and really pleasurable. But we had a gentleman in this past week. It was his 50th anniversary, and he was excited about doing something for his spouse for 50 years. But the day before, we had a young couple in, and they bought their engagement ring. And those are the 2 transactions I love to visit with the most: the engagement and 50 years. The new couple, they're giddy, they're in love, they're having fun, they're excited about their future. And for those people that have been together for 50 years, what a wonderful statement that is.
Absolutely.
And they've been able to knock it out and continue to love and respect one another for 50 years. It's a wonderful thing.
Yeah, I just wonder, I'm not one who shops a lot, know, and I would imagine a lot of men are a little bit intimidated by that whole process, but that's where you guys can step in and really help you.
It really is. A lot of times if you come into our store, one of the other benefits of trading local or working with a company like Woodard's is that you see the same people year after year. We don't have a lot of turnover in our business. So if one of the ladies helped you, if Dawn Ladd helped you 2 years ago, she's going to still be there and help you this season. If Scott Bunch, our general manager, was there 4 years ago, he's still there today. So again, it's having comfort coming in. And men are sometimes a little uncomfortable at shopping and coming in, that we call it the threshold of resistance. Some men are just scared about coming across, and most of them are frightened about picking the wrong thing. That's what frightens men is, oh my gosh, I'm going to come in here and she's not going to like what I select. But we remove that fear. We'll swap things out. We'll exchange things if need to. We want her to be pleased with her presentation. And you know what? We even keep lists. Some women will come in and we invite you to come in. Some women will come in and make a list. This is our Christmas wish list that we want Santa in case he should show up. So we will tell the audience if they want to come in, pick out something, put it on a list. We'll be ready to help Santa when he comes into the store.
What a great idea. What a great idea.
So that's kind of fun. I did bring you some fun things just to quickly. I know our time is probably going to get away real fast, but again, we were talking about designers. This row of jewelry right here, that is from a gentleman by the name of Mark Snyder. I've known Mark for 25, 30 years. He's in Long Beach, California. He is the most award-winning jewelry designer in our industry. Out of the whole country, he's the most award-winning jeweler. That's cool. You can see in the background, this is what we call the bride's pendant, and I'm kind of touching and moving that, but that is a double heart. We call it a bride's pendant because whether she's going to be your bride next week or whether she's been your bride for 50 years, you would say, honey, I love you, I'd marry you all over again. That's a wonderful piece for that. You know, we carry a beautiful collection. It is called the Chatham Created Jewelry. It is genuine gemstones, but it's been lab created. This happens to be Pataparasha, and beautiful design, and it makes genuine gemstones very affordable and for people that they like that. The other thing that probably is the most popular in our store still is, and I don't know if you can focus in, we are one of Tennessee's largest Pandora dealers. Pandora is I call it the Build-A-Bear for adults. You can come in and select the beads, and as a matter of fact, your son-in-law is a good customer on Pandora. I
think everybody in my family has one of those.
Yes. Well, you can get one. We might start one for you. But I brought the gift set with it today. They've got a special gift set with a Christmas bead. We've got a special going. You can get started with the bracelet and two clips and a bead, all for $200. There's a savings in that. But these beads start at $25. So, I mean, they can be affordable for anybody. You can fill a bracelet up, you can do it in silver, you can do it in silver and gold, or you can do it in solid gold. So, I think even Miss Peggy's been by and looked at those Pandora bracelets.
And that's something you can add to, right?
Every season, birthdays, anniversaries, Christmas, Mother's Day, Valentine's Day, you can just come in, and that's what people really like when you think about, oh gosh, I don't know what to get. You know, we did bring pearls. Carleon is a ring where you can pick the ring, and then you do an insert on the center where all the gemstones are showing up here that she's focused in on right now. You can't really, I'm going to lift that box up just a second where you might get if I pull it into view there. But that is our Carleon collection. And with Carleon, it allows you to come in, you pick the ring, and then I call it the mood ring for adults. You know, you can put a blue stone in if I'm in a good mood. You can put a red stone in. Honey, don't talk to me tonight. You could kind of send out a signal.
What a great idea.
You can send out a signal that of what kind of mood you're in. But whatever mood you're in, I will say that Woodard's Diamonds and Design inside Northgate Mall is a place that we want to serve you. We love to help our customers. We really do. We care about our people that come in and shop with us. We've been around, goodness gracious, I've been in that mall since 1986 now.
That is really unbelievable.
I think the only store that's been in there longer than me has been Miss Hall, Miss Furby, in her vitamin store. But other than that, I'm the longest, the oldest other than Mrs. Hall in there. But that's what makes it fun, is that people know where we are. We've got repeat customers. We get a lot of referrals, and we're there to serve you. And as we say, we're there to help you celebrate special moments in your life. And that's what it's all about, is what are those special moments. It might be Christmas, it might be New Year's Eve, it could be the birth of a baby or an engagement, but it's the special moments that we're there to help you celebrate.
And there's so many occasions to buy jewelry for.
Oh, absolutely.
So it's it's one of those neat things that it's always nice to have you guys there. I bet when you started doing that, your hair was totally black.
It was totally black. It has changed now as the camera kind of shows and whatnot. But I'm happy to still be there. We're happy to be in this community, and I do want to say there's so many good things going on in Tullahoma and our surrounding communities. So many good things. Just like Miss Peggy's still over there, and what they talked about, the community concerts, Christmas parades coming up. The Chamber's got a coffee this morning, I think, and depending upon when this airs, we've had a lot of growth and development. It's been a great year for economic development in our community. You've got Chick-fil-A that's going to be opening up here on January the 14th, I think is their projected ribbon cutting date that they will be there. You've got Dunham's that opened up last year, which has been a great support. Hibbett's and Route 21 and all the folks out at Northgate Mall, a lot of good merchants out there. Downtown merchants are doing great in what they're doing in the downtown area. But I am so proud of Tullahoma and Coffee County and what's going on in here. Everybody's working hard to make this still a great place to live and raise a family.
Chick-fil-A is really a neat thing for me, because I remember, and I didn't realize that was their first store, but about 1974, 73, 74, I was running a hotel in Atlanta, and we used to go to this Chick-fil-A place over in Greenbrier Shopping Center. I found out by researching it for a piece we were doing for the news that was their first store.
Yes.
And,
oh, wow.
You know, when they were moving here. So it's kind of 30-something years later, they're finally coming to my hometown. So.
Well, they are making a major investment. Anytime your audience is seeing a building come up out of that ground, it is an investment in Tullahoma. They are going to be paying taxes here. They're going to be paying for property. They're going to be hiring employees. And that's a good thing for Tullahoma. We've been so fortunate, even with, I think it's National Healthcare out there that's building off of Cedar Lane. What a great investment that is to our community. So, you know, Woodard's is proud to be a part of this town. You know, we have been for many, many years. We've got, again, I just love being in this community and serving our town and continuing to try to live and make a living and reside here.
Have you ever done anything else in your life other than being in the jewelry business?
Oh gosh, I did farming and worked in gas stations. I sacked groceries. I baled hay. You name it. I did a lot of odd jobs. But I started in the jewelry business in 1974 when I was 16 years old, and I've now been in it all my life. So it is a passion of mine. I still have as much love today for the product. I really think it's a spiritual walk. I mean, jewelry that is given can be such an heirloom for people. We had a client that came in this week. We built a 3-carat center stone with side diamonds on it. That will outlive me. That will be here for 3, 4, 5 generations that I will be long gone, but that ring will still have a heritage. It will still have a legacy that goes with it. And I love being a part of that. You know, that is such a privilege to assist somebody building something that's going to be a legacy. And that's one of the things we enjoy so much.
And you know, as I was asking you that question, I was thought, you know, Jim Woodard is involved in so many things in his life, you know, outside of work, but I hear you talk about this, and I thought, I bet he really does have a passion for the kind of what he does for a living, and you just totally answered that question.
Well, the good thing is that I have a passion, but I cannot do this by myself today. Our business has grown and grown, and you've got to have a great team to be a part of your company, and we are so fortunate. The people that are at Woodard's, you know, I want to make sure that if I'm not there to serve you, that we've got great people, and we do have great people, and our customers call me quite often and say, I had a great experience and whatnot. And you know what, but we're human. There's going to be a time somebody might not have a great experience, and I like those phone calls too. Call me. If we've made a mistake, we're going to correct it. We're just as human as anybody else, and sometimes we may make one. But if we do, we're going to correct it and get it right. The good news is that we make very few. You know, the wins are a lot better than the losses, and so that's always, and that's true with any company that you deal with, or any performance that, Miss Peggy, that you know you might sing. You know, sometimes somebody's going to hit an off note, and sometimes you're going to miss the three-pointer shot at the end of the game. But we work hard. We're proud of it, and we love being a part of your TV. I'm so proud of P-Head and what you all are continuing to do here, and still bring us community stories. And it's just a great part. Everybody works hard here.
And that's another reason why you need to shop local and shop at Woodard's Diamond Showroom, because when we call up Jim Woodard and say, Woodard, can you help us do this? You know, then he can't do that unless you shop local.
That's true. And our mayor, I heard on the radio coming over here, our mayor is promoting shop local. And that is so important. Again, the jobs that it creates, the tax dollars, the schools that it helps. So, you know, I know we can't find everything here, but if you can make that extra effort and look for something right here in our local community, well, you know, hopefully Tullahoma, Coffee County, you know, our neighbors that are close by, try to keep it here. Those big boxes, you know, they got enough. Those big boxes in Nashville, they get their share. They get their share. But thank you for inviting me out today. Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas to you. I know you're going to be busy over here over the next 3 weeks.
Yes, sir.
You stop by and see him. That's Jim Woodard at Woodard's Diamond Showroom here in Tullahoma. Thanks so much for doing that, because it'll help us right here at P-Head Productions as well. All right, we'll be right back in just a moment. We're right after these messages.
Serving you as a local firefighter. Proudly served our country in the United States Air Force. Serving Tullahoma. Helping our kids.
Hi, I'm Terry Stroop. Your comfort is our service. We'd like to thank Tullahoma for the privilege of serving your heating and cooling needs.
How How can toys like these lead to a 6-year-old's death and leave another child permanently brain damaged? Because they're not toys at all. A safety message from your local fire department and this station.
Oh, there's my cat. Should I put her away?
Lighten it up a little bit.
How's this? Great.
Good.
There we go.
So you've been meaning to do something healthy, commune with nature, get outdoors, and meet new people. We have the perfect solution. Come hike with us. You can find a Tennessee Trails Association chapter near you, including Clarksville, Columbia Franklin, Cove Lake, Highland Rim, Jackson, Knoxville, Oak Ridge, Martin Weakley, Memphis, Murfreesboro, Nashville, Plateau at Crossville, Rugby in the Big South Fork, and Upper Cumberland. We're on the web at TennesseeTrails.org. It's fun, it's stress-free, and it's good for you. See you on the trails.
All right, folks, we're back.
We're back.
And what a show.
It was an interesting show and so many good things that happen in this community.
Yes.
I'm so proud.
Big things.
Yeah,
a lot of stuff
big
going on.
I don't know how we keep up with it. You know, you can't get to everything, and that makes me sort of sad.
Well, look at there. Julia's getting to us. She got there. You know, I don't know how much time we have. How much time do we have? Oh, we got 4 minutes. We got plenty of time. We were talking about at the beginning of the show, and then Tom Corrington and I talked about the fiscal cliff, and I was thinking about something is, of course, I write stuff all the time, and I've got this little, I'm saving now just little quotes that I think are, the things that I come up with. A lot of times it's in church.
Right.
Compromise.
Oh, okay. That's good.
Compromise. It's no surprise that you must give to gain. Compromise, it's often wise for relationships to remain. To win, to lose, no need to choose. Love's where the answer lies. Compromise.
Did you write that?
Yeah.
You did good.
Maybe you should put that into a song.
Love's where the answer lies.
Compromise.
Mail it to your congressman. Have you got a tune?
Mail it to your congressman.
Thank you,
mail
Julia.
it to your congressman.
You got a tune to go with
no, it's not. It's just not necessarily.
It's good thinking.
Yeah, the other one, here's one that from the other day, I got bored. Hero or hobo. I'm neither hero or hobo without the ones before me who set the circumstances for my action and the ones that follow who judge the value of my performance.
Interesting.
So, sort of saying, you know, nobody gets out of bed in the morning and goes, well, I'm going to be a hero today.
Oh yeah, we do.
No, you don't. It's people. Heroes are ordinary people doing extraordinary things in weird circumstances.
Exactly.
So it's the circumstances that you're involved in, and you don't have anything to do with those circumstances.
Yeah, it's like when that big crash on the Texas freeway or wherever it was, and some guy just automatically gets out of his car and starts pulling people from burning vehicles. That's a hero.
And the other guy, the other guy's scared to death, and he's running for his life.
And I think,
and that's just difference in folks.
As a general rule, a real hero just acts instantly without thought. Just boom, he's got to do it.
You got to do it. You got to do it. So.
And we have a lot of heroes in this country.
Yes, we do.
In other countries, and we need to cherish that. So you've written
Life
something
ain't
else?
fair.
Well, who said it was?
Life ain't fair. Nobody said it would be. You're the sum of the choices you make. How'd you get there? The past will let you see the good decisions made and all the mistakes. Only those who love you don't care. The rest look with that judging glare. Life ain't fair.
No, probably not. But, you know, we accept it, don't we?
Those that love you don't care.
Those that love you don't care.
The rest of them look with that judging glare at which you look back and go, you know, I really don't care about you.
I hope everybody will go see the Civic Choir. What a great way to start the Christmas season. Fran is singing in it.
Fran's in it.
Jacob's singing in it.
There's all kinds of folks.
And a lot of those things are going to be on right here on Charter Channel 6.
Are y'all filming?
We're filming that. We're filming the Rotary Christmas program in Manchester.
Manchester and our Christmas program
Our Christmas
over here.
parade. Manchester's Christmas parade.
When is Manchester?
This Friday night.
This Friday
night. It's this week.
Starts at 7 o'clock.
This Friday night,
So
and the Rotary Christmas concert in Manchester is Friday and Saturday night this week.
And I'd like to add that the next week we're having the Nutcracker at the Civic Center. We're having educational outreach programs on Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday for the public, and encourage people to get their tickets. 455-5321.
Just gets bigger and better.
Beautiful job done by Jean Marie Ford and Beverly Long. We appreciate it.
And I guess it's time to say goodbye.
Is it time
to say goodbye? Folks, we'll see you next time. Thank you.
All right, it's done.